So this is what I've got to try and fix that exhaust heat issue under the master cylinder. So this is just some thick aluminum, and it's got some sort of fiberglass backing on it. It's like about a 1/2 inch thick. I'm hoping it'll squish down a bit, and I think it will. And then on top of that, I bought this. This is a DEI heat shield. These obviously are meant to stand off from the exhaust, and you just put a well, they've got clamps that come with them, but I'll probably just use stainless steel zip ties. I don't know if I'll get both under there. I really hope I will, because I kind of need as much protection as possible. But anyway, let's give it a shot and see what happens. Right, you have to excuse the sound of the rain outside, guys and gals, but this is what I come up with. Looks pretty good. It's very close, just at the first bit of the master cylinder, but it sort of tapers off down under here. So I've got a good layer of that, and that's like 1/2 inch, and then this stuff. This comes with some sort of metal brackets to use a Jubilee clip, but I took those off and just used the black stainless steel ties over the top of it, so I could pull it tighter because I needed it closer. But it looks not too bad. I mean, you don't really sort of notice it in that area that bad. It's not great, but it's got a job to do, so time will tell. This is my new throttle cable. It's a do-it-yourself kit, and you'll notice there's only one, because that's how I'm going to do this time. I'm going to go with a single throttle. These new carbs have got really strong return springs, so I don't think I need the push-pull setup. And here's the Mesner throttle that I'd already fitted before. The inside of it is 3D printed, as is this bit. Now, they do make a single. This is a double one, but I'm just going to use it as a single, because otherwise I would have had to wait weeks for them to send me a new one. It's about like a 6-week wait to get one of their pieces made up, and it's not really going to make any difference. It looks almost exactly the same, except that it's just got one hole instead of two, so just use what I've got. Anyway, that's the new job. Get this thing fitted. So you want to leave yourself some cable adjustment. So what I did was I drilled out the threads that were in here, because I want this piece to be able to move, and I can adjust it by the nuts, which will give me the adjustment that I want for cable slack, tightness, whatever I need. Okay, just ran into an interesting little problem. So you get a bunch of fittings inside these universal kits. This one here is the only one that shape, and I was hoping to use it coming out of the throttle, but I've just had a look at these ones, and because of where the top of this sits, you can't bend the cable through using these ones. So I'll need to use this one here, because it's the only one that's going to get the cable to run straight. So that causes me a problem at the other end. Let's go look at that. Okay, so these also don't work up here, because that bends the cable completely out of the way. So what I need is to go straight on and come out and go through here. So what I've decided to do is I need to cut this one off here and maintain these threads, which I'm then going to screw into the throttle end. But because this bit is for a bigger cable, I'll have to cut off this cable socket end, and it fits in there nice and neatly. So once I trim it, you'll never know, and then the cable can sit in it, just in case someone else runs into the same issue. Now, I could have ordered the piece that I wanted from Ben Hill. Probably would have been here in 2 or 3 days, but these pieces are just going to get thrown away or put in a box anyway, and we're not going to use them, so I might as well just make my own piece and get it over and done with. Done. Got the little piece cut off, sitting there, it's nice and neat. You'll never know it's in there. And now we'll just put that end in the throttle. Cable will fit in nice and neat. Job done. What you need to do is what they call bird caging, and what it is basically you've got to separate these strands of wires, kind of bend them out, but they've got to sort of fit in this hole here, so when you dip it in the solder it sort of fills it all up and creates a nice tight connection. You can buy a special bird cage tool, but they're mega expensive, like 200 plus bucks, and I mean I'm doing a one-off cable job, so you can just do it with a screwdriver and just take your time. Watch your stuff, it's really sharp. Wire's actually one of the worst things you can stab yourself with. It's full of all sorts of nasty bugs, so try not to do it. A good idea would be to wear some protective gloves, which I think I might go grab now. I'll try and do this so it comes out on camera. I don't know if it will or not. You're going to mash these ends down and bend them out, and it's starting to work. So you kind of wind up with something ugly and mashed, sort of like that. Probably a little bit more bent, but when we pull this back, we're not going to pull it all the way through. We just want it to come back, and the little mashed up bits like that, see that, just sit inside there. In fact, from here we can probably give it a little bit of a further squishy. Any that are poking out we're going to file off. Right, well, for better or for worse, I've got the other end done, measured it 3 or 4 times, so let's hope we got it right. So here goes. It's just the flux burning off. Looks pretty well coated. Bit of a file up. Let's see how it fits. Right. Soldered and filed. Actually feels pretty good. Let's just make sure it's going to fit. Oh yeah. Yep, she's good. And it worked. except I forgot to put the second nut on, so I had to take it back off and put that on. But apart from that, it runs exactly where I want it to. On with the rest. Quick throttle. Everything is working. It's coming up all the way. Job done.